The Food Science Foodie.
All right, hey there, food science foodies. So, I want to introduce you to this new video format I'm going to be doing. It's just going to be kind of like quick, short little snippets and questions that you all have or you all submitted that I see on Facebook. And we're going to be looking at exploring the answers and possibilities and whatnot. So, first of all, thank you for watching this video. Now, secondly, I just started a Facebook page, and this may be the first video on that page. So, welcome to the Food Science Foodie family, if that is you. And let's get right to the meat of this. So the topic of this video came from another grad student the other day. And she said, I saw on Facebook that one of my friends had posted, why does pineapple cause sores in my mouth? And, it's a good question. And at first I was like, oh, maybe it's pH, maybe it's da-da-da-da. So anyway, then she said, well, what happened was my friend posted an answer. And the answer was that when you eat pineapple, there are microscopic fibers that are cutting the tongue. And then if you look at your tongue under the microscope, you will find these little like thorns. And I want to say, first of all, we're all here to learn and to share experiences. So there's no such thing as a dumb question. You got to ask questions. And I think people that ask questions are the people that find answers, right? So, first of all, and second of all, let's talk about why this possibility could make some sense, right? So if you've ever cut a fiber, that core in the center, the white part that is really hard, it's not sweet and you can't really chew it, that is essentially fiber. So fiber is basically a bunch of little molecules that are linked together. And as part of their linkage, we don't have the enzymes to break them down. And what that means is when we consume it, it goes all the way through the body as fiber and comes out the other end. And that's why having a little bit of fiber is good, because it helps kind of push things along. Well, now what that translates into is, it's good for digestion, da-da-da-da. Anyway, fibers aren't actually not the culprit here. The culprit is an enzyme. So what is an enzyme? An enzyme is a type of protein. So when we talk about food, we have three major macromolecules. We have fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. They make up the most of foods. And enzymes are a specific type of protein. And what these do is they're very specific. They'll bind to something and they speed up a reaction. They'll make it go really fast. So think of it as that person that helps you get from point A to point B to point C and make sure you're on time. An enzyme is going to do that. If we didn't have enzymes, what takes us days to digest might take us weeks or months, and life wouldn't really be sustainable. So it's a specific type of enzyme called a protease. And protease sounds like protein. And what that essentially does is a protease is an enzyme that specifically binds to proteins and helps break them apart. Now, bromelain is the name of this protease in pineapple. And so now you're like, we got an enzyme, a protease, whatever that means. And you're like, how does that translate to mouth sores? So when we look at ourselves, we have proteins all over, right? Think of a steak. A steak, basically, the main structure you can think of is those meat fibers are protein structures, okay? So we have protein structures, and when we eat pineapple, those enzymes are basically grabbing onto little proteins in our mouth, and they start to break it apart, and that's how we get these blisters and sores that are forming. And what that means is when you eat pineapple, fresh pineapple particularly, that still has these enzymes, they might change if you heat the pineapple or whatever, but if you're eating a fresh pineapple, then it could cause these sores. But another use for pineapple, because it breaks down proteins, is you can use it as a meat tenderizer. So you take pineapple juice, throw it in on a tough meat or a steak, and it's gonna marinate, and it's gonna really make that steak or whatever you're gonna marinate, that chicken, really tender and juicy, because you're breaking down some of those connective proteins and tissues that make the meat tough. Now, with that being said, I've got to tell you there's a warning, because if you marinate your meat for too long, you essentially are making like mushy marshmallow meat. And I'm talking 24 hours is pushing it. Like maybe 6, maybe 12 hours of marination is good, but you start going longer than that, and all of a sudden you're breaking down the protein so much that when you chew it, the texture is so different. You won't, it won't be desirable. You're going to be serving people marshmallow chicken I'm just warning you. That's not something you want. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. So now you know, somebody asked, it's enzymes and proteins, specifically bromelain, but just remember enzymes. And that is what is causing these sores in the mouth. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Check out the YouTube channel, the Facebook channel, whatever means you're seeing this by. And, have a great day. Keep smiling. Food Science Foodie out.
The Food Science Foodie.